Good morning once again. Fine. The last time we met, we talked about the theory of production. We got to know that theory of production is concerned about how a firm will combine the inputs, resources to produce goods and services. We also looked at some terms related to the theory of production. I mentioned fixed input, variable input, total product, average product, and marginal products. This morning we are going to look at one question related to the theory of production, how the firm will combine the various inputs to produce output. So let's quickly look at this question on the board. Okay. Use the information below to answer the following questions. This question is related to Kaka & Sons Limited. So you've been given the fixed input. So as I said, fixed input are all input that do not change. So you can see that when the first unit of the variable factor was employed, fixed input was 5 units. It didn't change throughout production. You've been given some quantities of the variable factor from 0 to 4 units. And then total product, marginal product. We are asked to calculate for total product at all units of labor employed. It means we are going to complete all these columns, calculate for total product. Now the next question says, what is the average product when the following variable factors are employed? 1 unit. And then 2 units. It means we are going to calculate for average product when 1 unit of the variable factor was employed, and then 2 units when they are employed. And then we give one relationship between the marginal product and then the total product. Here you just look at the table carefully, and then you state the relationship between marginal product and total product. Let's look at how we calculate for total product first. The formula for total product is total products. You will use the summation of marginal products. Since average product was not given, we are going to use the summation of marginal product. So total product is equal to summation of marginal product. It means at every unit of the variable factor employed, we are going to sum up the marginal product. So total product 1. Let's look at the first one first. 0. Total product 0 is going to be summation of marginal product. It means when 0 quantity of the variable factor is employed, marginal product 2 is 0. So here marginal product 0 will also give us 0 units. Good. Now, total product 1. Total product 1 is going to be the summation of marginal product from 0 up to the first unit of the variable factor employed. So, we are going to add, the first one is 0 plus 10. Then we shall get 10 units. The next one, total product 2, is going to be the summation of the marginal product from 0 units up to the second labor or variable factor employed. So it is going to be 0 plus 10 plus 20. Then we will arrive at getting 30 units, because 0 plus 10 plus 20 will give you 30 units. Now total product 3 is going to be the summation of marginal product from 0 unit of the variable factor up to when the third labor was employed. So it's going to be 0 plus 10 plus 20 plus 25. So since the previous one gave us 30 units, 30 plus 25 will get 55 units. Now the last one, total product 4, when the fourth variable factor was employed. Now we can add the previous total product plus the current marginal product, which is 55 units plus the current one, which is 28. So 55 plus 28, you will get 83 units. So we can fill in the table now. Now total product 0, we had 0. Total product 1, we had 10. Total product 5. Total product 2, we had 30 units. And then the next one, we had 55 units. The last one is 83 units. Our next question says we should calculate for average product when the first unit of the variable factor was employed, and then the second unit of the variable factor was also employed. So average product is simply total product divided by the variable factor, which is labor. So average product 1, when the first variable factor was employed, is going to be the total product 1, which is 10, divided by 1. And then this will give us 10 units. The next one, so this is I. Average product 2. Average product 2 will be total product, the second unit, which is 30, divided by the second quantity of variable factor employed, which is 2 units. So 30 divided by 2 will get 15 units. The next question says we should give one relationship between marginal product and total product. Here you have to look at the table again. Look at the quantities of the marginal products. So you compare the total product column and then the marginal product column. Let's look at one relationship between the two. If you look at marginal product, when the 0 unit of the variable factor was employed, it was 0. The marginal product started increasing when the first variable factor was employed. It increased from 0 to 10. It further increased from 10 to 20. And then it increased throughout. Let's look at total product. Total product initially was 0. It increased to 10, 30, 55, and 83. So one relationship that we can deduce from this table is that as marginal product increases, total product increases more than the marginal product. So marginal product increases at a diminishing rate. So let me put it down for you. See, the relationship between marginal products and total products is that as marginal product increases, total product increases more than proportionate. This simply means that marginal product increases at a diminishing rate. So let me put it down for you. Marginal product increases so you can see that both the total product and the marginal product are increasing. But the marginal product, the rate at which the marginal product is increasing is less than the rate at which the total product is increasing. So you can also be asked to use this data to draw a curve. So let's look at how we can use this data to draw total product and marginal product curve to determine the relationship between marginal product and total product. So we are going to draw a simple curve showing marginal product and total product. So let's look on the board. Marginal product and total product curve. So we have our y-axis here and then the x-axis. This is the initial point. It starts from 0. Now let's look at the quantities of the variable factor. It also starts from 0 and then the maximum is 4. The highest is 4. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Now look at the highest unit of the total product and marginal product. The highest here among the two is 83 units. So we can start from 10 units, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Since I'm not using a graph, let me change the figures to 15 rather. So 15, 30, 45, and then 60, 75, and then this one will be 90. So let's go back to the table. Initially, let's draw the total product curve first. When 0 unit of the variable factor was employed, total product was 0. So it means when 0 units of the variable factor employed, let's label here the variable factor. And then here will be total product and marginal product. So when 0 unit of the variable factor was employed, total product is 0. Total product is 0. So it will start from here. The next one, when the first unit of labor was employed, total product is 10 units. So when the first unit was employed, if here is 15, 10 units will be somewhere here. So where they meet, we make a mark there. That is for first unit of the variable factor employed. Now when second unit of the variable factor was employed, total product was 30 units. So the second unit of the variable factor, total product is 30 units. So we trace it to the second unit of the variable factor. This is where they meet. The next one is when the third variable factor was employed, total product is 55 units. So when the third unit of the variable factor was employed, total product is 55 units. So when the third variable factor was employed, total product is 55 units. If here is 45 and then here is 60, then probably 50 will be here. So trace it to the third unit of the variable factor. This is where they meet. And then the last one, when 4 units of the variable input or factor was employed, total product is 83 units. So go. So fifth unit of the variable factor employed, look at the total product. It was 83 units. So go back to your curve. fourth variable factor employed, total product was 83 units. If here is 75, here is 90. 83 units will be somewhere here. Trace it to the variable factor employed. This is where they meet. Now we can freely draw our total product curve. It started from 0. So we start from the origin. Use free hand. Don't use a rule. Use your free hand to draw without shading. So this is your total product curve. Now let's look at the marginal product curve. Marginal product. Marginal product initially was 0 units when 0 quantities of the variable factor was employed. So it will also start from the origin. Marginal product will also start from the origin, which is the 0 units. Now, when 1 unit of the variable input was employed, marginal product was 10 units. So trace it to the variable factor, and then if here is 15 units, 10 units will be somewhere here. And then variable factor is also 10 units. Now, when second unit of the variable factor was employed, marginal product is 20 units. So, second unit of the variable factor employed, marginal product is 20 units. Trace it to the second labor employed. You make a mark there. The next one is marginal product is 20 units when marginal product is 25 units when the 10 quantities of the variable factor was employed. So marginal product is 25 units. So if here is 30, here is 15, 25 will be somewhere here. Trace it to the variable factor, 10 units. That's where they will meet. And then the next one is the last one. When the variable factor was 4 units, marginal product is 28 units. So 28 will be above this one. Trace it to the last variable quantities of the variable factor. Make a mark there. Use your free hand to draw through the marks. So this is the marginal product curve. So from the curve or graph, you can see that total product and marginal product are both increasing. But the rate at which total product is increasing is greater than the rate at which marginal product curve is increasing. So we can say that marginal product curve is increasing at a diminishing rate. Diminishing rates. Good. So we have seen or realized how we calculate for total product even if average product is not given. You can use the summation of marginal product to get the total product, and then if you want to calculate for average product, it's just the total product over labor. Some questions will ask you to determine the relationship among the two. Okay, some questions will also ask you to determine the relationship between total product and marginal product. So from what we have done this morning, if you have any question, you can meet me or go to my website at emmanuel@gmail.com. You can download the note that has been attached to the video on my internet address. Okay, and then if you have any suggestions, any questions, you can go to my email address and then put your questions there.